For today's tarot reading from the garden, you choose between white, blue, and green. I'll pull cards for each and offer an interpretation. Clouds, sky, leaves. Each reading will be time-stamped in the captions. If we haven't met yet, I am Brooke, tarot reader often found in nature, in the woods, or in the gardens. The cards for those drawn to the white clouds are the Tower and the Emperor. The Tower card describes whatever feels like it's falling apart in our lives. Something that is like being deconstructed, dismantled, breaking down. And it could be really obvious, and sometimes it can be something subtle, like idea that we had about ourselves. And either way, the Emperor is the card of making order, making structure, organizing things. And when the Tower comes up, whatever it is that's being dismantled, it's gone. And the Emperor is not asking us to try to hold that together, try to keep that in a form or a structure when it is time for that to go apart, but rather the energy is that we need to create some kind of order or form in our lives to make sense of what remains. So, one metaphor is, the house is raised. If the Tower is a literal physical structure crumbling and being dismantled, and the Emperor is now looking at the foundation and understanding what can be built there now that this is gone. If the Tower is an experience that we have lived through, a disaster or a crisis that we have survived or are surviving, the Emperor might be our mental organization of that into a story, into a narrative that gives us more of a sense of control about the experience that we had or how we're going to react to it. And there are obviously lots of other ways that these two cards can play out. So let me know if you would like help applying them in your particular context. For the blue sky, we have the Magician and the Hermit. So the Magician might be telling us that there is something in our life that requires our imagination. It is time for us to get creative about something. And the Hermit is the card that might be telling us how to do that. It might be saying hey, so the Hermit's like, I need to be by myself. I need to have time, alone, private time, introspective time. And that is when we are going to be able to access that inspiration, that creativity, that imagination. It's like that part of ourselves, something in our life needs that spark from us. And that part of ourselves needs us to create a little hermitage so that it can come out and do its job. Sorry, there was an albinauric that really needed to appear in this video. Those drawn to the green leaves of the plum tree have the King of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords. The King of Pentacles can represent places in our lives where we feel stability, security, we feel in control. And so it's interesting having him come up with the Eight of Swords, because that is a card about feeling trapped. So it's almost as though it's kind of like, it could be like a self-created trap. Like maybe we are holding on to something too tight in order to maintain that sense of security, and it's actually making us feel stuck. With these cards, it's like if there's something that makes us feel claustrophobic or like we have no way out, it might be useful for us to notice if we're keeping ourselves in a place because, we're afraid of change, we're afraid of instability, we're afraid of the unknown. Because the King of Pentacles is super practical, and he really likes to know what's coming next. and be able to predict every move. And there might be an energy, like a mentality like that within us that is keeping us, that we are stopping ourselves maybe from taking a risk, trying something new, breaking free in some way.